Hi, my name is Paul Moyner, CEO of CommitWorks. I was discussing with one of my directors recently, David Balkin, former CEO of McKinsey in Australia and New Zealand, that there are really 3 steps to improving the performance of most operations, and that a lot of the operations that one would come across are operating substantially below their potential performance. The first step to getting performance improvements is to get control and reduce variability. The second step, to optimize and improve processes. And the third step here is to invest capital in technology or equipment. While we were speaking, I was reminded of some work done by a man called David Upton, who is the associate professor at Harvard University. And what David Upton said was that in most operations, there is throughput and quality dimensions. The performance of the operation on one day is very low. The next day may be quite high, another day a little different. And then all these days combined together create this very large operating envelope. And what Upton said was that there are 3 stages that need to be taken in sequence to improving the performance. So in this case here, it's really difficult for the planners to predict how much they're going to get out of the system in any one particular day, and the customer is really unsure about the quality that they're going to receive. And so those things together combine to give the current performance of the operation. And this is a really common situation in mining and in the resources industry. So what Upton said is that one should start by choosing one of these spots and to start to get the operating disciplines and the management practices necessary to deliver that day in, day out. And if you do that, then you reduce the variability of your throughput and your production, and you substantially reduce the variability in quality. So both your planners and the management team and the customer are happier, because you've substantially increased, you've taken this first step by getting control to increase the average performance of the operation. So the second step, after you've got this control, is to start to explore the potential of the operation by doing some experiments to speed the process up. Inevitably, by doing this, you will hit a constraint, and if you're following the theory of constraints methods, you will subjugate to the constraint, and you do all the kind of things you need to do to make sure that you can deliver at that level every day. And that will have improved your performance and your processes and taken the second step. Now, once you've got that level of control and you've increased performance, you're probably able to pay for, out of the cash you've gained by improving performance, you'll probably be able to pay for the third increase in performance, which is to spend money on capital and potentially technology, automation, that kind of thing. And so Upton would say that's the third stage of performance. And again, if you've still got these operational disciplines, that delivers you a reliable increase in performance and gets you to the potential performance of the operation. And so the interesting thing here is that in a lot of cases, we see people experiencing this variability in stage 1 and making a decision to spend capital to solve that problem. But it doesn't work. They might spend money right up here to improve the performance of the operation, and because of the scale of a lot of these mining operations, they'll probably get an average increase in performance, which will pay for it. But having not gone through the stages in the correct order, the benefits and the waste still exist inside the system. So, in our view, it's much more logical to start by getting this control and reducing the variability, and to then move to improve the processes, and that in most cases will take you 6 to 12 months, 6 months to 2 years, and then you can invest in these kind of things which might take you 2 years plus to get the return. More than that, to work with us on reducing this variability at the bottom end here, you can get a result from working with us in a couple of months for between $20,000 and $40,000 a month. To work with some consultants or your business improvement, to set up a business improvement team, it might cost you between $2 and $10 million. And to work on investing some capital is likely to be $10 million plus. So it makes a lot of sense to start with reducing the variability and then to build upon those stages as you go up towards further investment. And so here's an example of some work we did in an operation on the other side of the world. And you can see here that in the red space, there was, before we implemented the software, there was lots of variability in day-to-day performance. And having worked with this operation, we came in around here when they were doing quite poorly. We were able to very quickly give them the right kind of tools so they could get everybody on site organized every shift and to get rid of this variability and substantially increase the performance from 3,490 to over 5,000 tons per shift of ore moved. Muck tons. And so they've had a substantial increase. They ended up with more gold and had a $17 million per quarter increase in performance. And this is not the only operation we've worked with. There's a number of examples here where you can see that in the yellow lines there was very large variability in performance from some shifts which were getting 0 meters to other shifts were getting 20 meters in a shift in one of these operations. And then having implemented our software and worked well with the team, the performance has, they're starting to get between 14 and 22 meters per shift instead of between 0 and 22 meters per shift. So on average, the performance has increased by about 70% and the variability has reduced absolutely incredibly. And so in some of these operations here, this one down in the bottom right corner, that was delivered within the space of less than a month on site. So after they implemented the software, the team started to deliver the results within a month after operations increased. So they're getting more meters and more reliably than they were before. And really that's the simple kind of magic of this type of work, is it's actually using the people and working with the people that you already have and the equipment and the machinery that you already have to reduce the waste and get rid of the causes of failure by helping people to get organised and working well together every shift. And that really should be the first step on any continuous improvement process, in my belief. Thank you.